How good it is that we are all together. Shabbat Shalom. We have come together, and how good it is that we are here together. Wherever we're coming from, we're bringing ourselves into this holy space. We're going to leave whatever muck and mire happened out there. We're going to leave that out there. This is a space of reflection. This is a space of prayer. This is a space of joy. This is a space of uplift. We're going to be assisted in that uplift by our youth and teen choir, who we have not heard in many months, but we are surely joyful to have their voices adding to our mix. Our joy is increased because we are welcoming back Rebecca Ottinger, a graduate of Beth Israel who's come back to bless us with her beautiful cello music. Of course, Jeff and Buddy and Andy are here, and Heidi, Rabbi Bernstein, Rabbi Navarez, and myself. We're here for you. And each of us is here for each other. Because surely it's when we become a community that we are able to lift ourselves up. Jews don't like to pray on our own. We like to pray in community. And we also want to welcome not only all of those who are in our sanctuary, but also those who are joining us through the miracle of modern technology. So let's turn to the back, wave to our cameras, and say shalom from wherever you are, whether it's joining us from Bucharest or Boca Raton. I hear they don't have any synagogues in Boca, so I'm glad that you're here. We welcome Shabbat. We take that last breath of whatever we need to leave out there. We take that in, and as we let it out, we embrace Shabbat. We embrace the Shabbat lights. To help us light our Shabbat candles, I'd like to welcome Sarah Garrick up. The blessing can be found on page 2 in our prayer books as we join together. This opportunity as we welcome the Shabbat light to also turn to your neighbor, introduce yourself, wish them a Shabbat Shalom, share your Shabbat light with them as well. We continue welcoming the Sabbath with Kabbalat Shabbat or Zabrua, page 14.
Or
Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleichem, Malchei Hasharet, Malachei Elyonim Melech, Malchei Hamlachim HaKadosh, Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Malchei Hasharet, Malachei Elyonim Melech, Malchei Hamlachim HaKadosh, Baruch Hu. Bochem Shalom, Malchei Hashalom, Malachei Elyonim Melech, Malchei Hamlachim HaKadosh, Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Malchei Hasharet, Malachei Elyonim Melech, Malchei Hamlachim HaKadosh, Baruch Hu. Barduni l'shalom, Malchei Hashalom, Malachei Elyonim Melech, Malchei Hamlachim HaKadosh, Baruch Hu. Shalom, Shalom Aleichem, Malchei Hasharet, Malachei Elyonim Melech, Malchei Hamlachim HaKadosh, Baruch Hu. Zeichem l'shalom, Malchei Hashalom, Malachei Elyonim Melech, Malchei Hamlachim HaKadosh, Baruch Hu. Shalom, Shalom Aleichem, Malchei Hasharet, Malachei Elyonim Melech, Malchei Hamlachim HaKadosh, Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Malchei Hasharet, Malachei Elyonim Melech, Malchei Hamlachim HaKadosh, Baruch Hu. Page 22, Lechadodi. Lechadodi, Likrat Kala, Henei Shabbat, Mekabela. Lechadodi, Likrat Kala, Henei Shabbat, Mekabela. Shamor v'zachor v'dibur echad, Yishmiyanu el ha-meyuchad, Adonai echad v'shmo echad, v'shemu tiferet v'leitzilav. Lechadodi, Likrat Kala, Henei Shabbat, Mekabela. Lechadodi, Likrat Kala, Henei Shabbat, Mekabela. Hitoreri, hitoreri, ki va'orech yori, uri uri shidaberi, kevod Adonai alayich lecha. Lechadodi, Likrat Kala, Henei Shabbat, Mekabela. Lechadodi, Likrat Kala, Henei Shabbat, Mekabela. Komi v'shalom atzeret bala, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה, בואי חלה, בואי חלה. Henei Shabbat, Mekabela. Lechadodi, Likrat Kala, Henei Shabbat, Mekabela. We remain standing. standing as we turn eastward towards Jerusalem for our call to prayer. Baruch Hu, page 146.
Yalla la la la, 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 yalla la la la. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed, Le'olam Va'ed. Yalla la la la, 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 yalla la la la. Yalla la la la, yalla la la la. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Oreo Balayla, Golel Or Ibnei Kosher. Golel Or Ibnei Kosher, Kosher Ibnei Or. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Oreo Balayla, Golel Or Ibnei Kosher, Golel Or Ibnei Kosher, Kosher Ibnei Or. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night.
We turn to page 148 as we sing of God's eternal love.
Ahavat Olam, Beth Israel, Amcha
Please join us chanting V'ahavta, page 150.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך ובביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם מאוד על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם אלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Sing the song of the people of Israel, joined in understanding and respect, the song of God's miracles, an earth protected and cherished, a gift for our children and the generations to come, the song of a world redeemed, the song of peace. Micha Mocha, page 152.
for our tefillah as we rise together as one. If we're able to take 155, we pray together.
one of us created in God's image. When children pray, it's if they are praying twice, for them and for us. And we take their prayers with us into prayers of healing for those who are ill, whether in body, refuat haguf, or in spirit, refuat hanefesh. In our community, we are praying for Samantha Farish, Dr. Robert Fox, Denise Garrick, Nancy Gordon, Robert Gruder, Alan Haubenstock, Ellen Hutt, Ruthie Jordan, Jim McIndoe, David Murillo III, Lynn Richard, Sharon Ritter, Karen Romer, Galina Rubalchenko, Rhonda Schwartz, Bob Shearer, Cindy Spector, Patricia Spira, Gerald Trimble, David Tossman, Fred Valfer, Kathy Weil and John Weil, Sidel Weinstein, Bella Winston, and George Wise. We pray for what is possible. As my eyes meet yours, if you have someone that you need to have prayers said for them, please share the name with me. We are praying for those of you who are at home sharing names. Please join us in our prayer for healing Mishabera, page 253.
No? Can you hear me now? Okay. We'll get this fixed. How is everybody this evening? It is wonderful to have you all here on this amazing, beautiful Family Shabbat as we join with our amazing youth and teen choir, leading us in soulful prayer, I feel it. We all feel it. And you're filling us with what we call nachas. And nachas means good things. And in this world that we're living in, we need a little more nachas. Can everybody say nachas? Nachas. We need nachas. So you're giving us nachas. You're shedding nachas. So we appreciate that. On this Family Shabbat, we have two rituals that we do on Family Shabbat. One, we tell a story. And I'm not gonna share a story, but more of an interactive experience. And then we have our monthly birthday pins, but because we lost last month in our Family Shabbat, not only are we gonna call January birthdays, but we're February birthdays, 2 months of birthdays, and it doesn't matter how old you are, you can come on up and we can celebrate you. So, but first I wanna tell you something about this week's Torah portion, which we know is called Titzaveh. But what does actually happens in it? And I want to tell you because it has you in it, it has me in it, and has all of us in it. So I want to tell you something for a moment. First of all, we learned something brand new this week. We learned about these interesting people called the Kohanim. Does anybody know what they are? Who are the Kohanim? Can anybody tell me? Go ahead. They're the priests. Can everybody say Kohanim? The Kohanim are priests, and they're brand new to our religious life. There was no understanding of them before, so we start calling this week Torat Kohanim. So we start calling it the Torah of the priests. Now, what do the priests do? Does anybody know who the first priest was? Yes, Mr. Ari, do you know? Aaron the high priest. And Aaron was related to someone many of us know. Anybody know who he was related to? Say it again. Yep, Miriam. Yep, Miriam. I'm glad you said the prophetess first. Miriam, thank you. And who else? And Moses, Moshe Rabbeinu. So we have Miriam and Moses is Aaron's related to, and Aaron is the high priest. And all those related down the line would be considered Kohanim. Now, how many of you know that you descend from a line of Kohanim? I bet we have a few. I see hands. 1, we got 2, 3, okay. We have a few Kohanim in this room. And so the descendant line is powerful, continues through 2022 today. Now, very powerful. We're supposed to, in this moment, it talks about rituals, it talks about sacrifice, and the Kohanim were responsible for holding all the sacrifice. Now, we didn't have prayer back in the day. What did we have? We had sacrifice. And what did we sacrifice? Anybody want to tell us? What did we sacrifice? Animals, right? We sacrificed animals, good. Animals were something that we had. They were property, right? And they meant a lot to us. And so sacrificing meant that you're giving something up for something else that's really important. But there's one line in this week's portion that I want to share with you this evening, which I think all of us can relate to. And the line goes like this: the sacral vestments of Aaron shall pass on to his sons after him, for them to be anointed and ordained in. So what does that mean? In the middle of introducing this whole new way of worship, we're talking about clothing. We are talking about clothing in the middle of this entire worship experience. Why? So that sacral vestments, meaning clothing, are to be passed down l'dor v'dor, from generation to generation. And so we learn this, and for me, clothing actually plays an incredibly important role in the Torah. So where do we see clothing first? Adam and Eve, right? Clothing provided by God to cover themselves, right, in the Garden of Eden. Then we see Joseph, who has a what? A coat of many colors, right? We see that. And the first one, we first learn with Adam and Eve, we learn that Adam and Eve eat from the tree of knowledge of the good and evil, and the fact that they wear clothes sets them apart from other animals, anything in creation, and humanity. And Joseph, we have Joseph's special coat that's given to him by his father, and it plays a very important role as evidence of ending Joseph's reign. And then I think of many other different parts. I'm going to show you in 1 second what I mean, because we have something that we really wear every single day. But I have a question for you. Actors on stage. How many actors do we have in here? I don't mean divas. Actors do we have in here? Sometimes they're one and the same, But I see your actors. Now, do you put on different clothes when you have a role? And does those clothes distinguish you in those roles? So I want you to hold that for a second. So today, actors on stage, they communicate something very important, that the audience knows who they are simply by what we're wearing. So both in Torah times and even today, clothes are one way of defining who we are and perhaps who we wish to be. So the uniform of the priests was very cool, and it was something that was worn. There was an ephod, there was a breastplate that the Kohanim wore that signified their importance, and we know that, and it signifies that this is the Kohen, and the Kohen is in charge of all of the ritual. So I want to ask you a question. Can you think of a place in your life, anyone here, where, or in society, where clothing might distinguish us? We said theater, right? We said actors. Where else might clothing distinguish us? Yes. Oh, yes. When we get dressed up to go to a fancy party. Beautiful. Yes. Becca. Say it again. Hospital, right? So we know that medical staff are wearing certain things. Yes. Beautiful. Say it again. SoFi Stadium. Who's wearing a different uniform? The players, right? So in uniform, we think about what clothing does even when we wear a uniform, right? So we have in teams, when you play, how many play sports here? We have a bunch. Oh, I see there. So you're wearing a different uniform. That uniform says something very special. It says that we're raising up in that moment to do something unique and something different and something special. And that each of us, all the time, we do something special. I know that on Shabbat, some of you put on nicer clothes than you do during the week, right? Just a little nicer sometimes, because we're dressing up. It's very special. This is a special moment. And so when we think about athletes, for example, they wear uniforms, and it says that they're physically and they're mentally prepared to engage. Now I'm going to show you one more thing that we wear. What might the rabbis be wearing up on the bima right now? Can anybody tell me? Go ahead. A talit, okay? Now, what makes this talit special? Is it how beautiful mine is? It's very beautiful, right? But it's more about, it's not that it's so beautiful, it's the words that are written on it, the Jewish values that are written on it that are beautiful. Yes, that's important, but what makes it really special? What makes it really special? Yeah, go ahead. The knots and the strings make it really special. Does anybody know what these are called? These are tzitzit, right? And tzitzit means fringes. So do you know we have 5 knots and we have 8 strings. And what does that equal? I'm making you work on Shabbat. What does that equal? I know we have like 5 mathematicians in the room. What does that equal? 13. Thank you. 8 plus 5 equals 13. But do you know the word tzitzit has a numerical equivalent, and that numerical equivalent equals 600. So we're going to add it. 600 plus 5 plus 8 equals 613. So when we are wearing the tzitzit, we are reminded, and what in our Torah tells us, where does 613 come from? That's such a weird number. What does it mean? Yeah. 600, and what are mitzvot? Erev Rav, what are mitzvot? What are they again? Oh, commandments, thank you. So commandments. You know, we learned that there are good deeds, and some of them are good deeds, but really mitzvot means commandments. So when we are wearing these beautiful things, and I always say at Bar and Bat Mitzvah that it's not always how beautiful they are. In fact, I believe that the more you wear it, the more worn they are, the more in fashion they are, because it shows a commitment, right? And so when we put these ritual garments on, it's really important. And in this Torah portion, it tells us that we should pass these ritual items on from generation to generation. So in our synagogue, I see sometimes when some step up to become bar and bat mitzvah, they're wearing talitot from their grandparents or their great-grandparents or their great-great-grandparents. And that is such a beautiful, beautiful thing. So what we're learning in the Torah this very week is that when you wear clothes for any special reason that you're representing your identity. You're telling a story. You're sharing something of yourself. No matter how powerful, wherever you are, when you come into the synagogue, when you put on a talit, and all of you will, some of you already have that ability and have reached that age, some of you are going to, many of you out here have already done so, but when you come in on a Shabbat morning, that you come in, or a Yontif morning, or a holiday morning, you come in and you're wearing this, that says something very special. It says you're elevated. And that when we hold on to these items, they mean something very special. It's not just the commandment to sacrifice something. The Kohanim are put there, I believe, to help elevate us, to help inspire us, to help us think about what our potential could be. So the next time you put on a uniform, think about how amazing you're going to be to your teammates, how wonderful you're going to be on the field. How if you put on your character uniform in a show or in a play, how you're going to transform that role and you're going to become that role. Or how when you get dressed up for Shabbat, how special it is that you're going to be surrounded by your community and family and friends and loved ones. That's what I learned from this week, and it's very special, and I hope you took away a little bit something. Shabbat Shalom. And as we, again, entered into this moment, now usually we give out these wonderful, amazing pens. Now I have about 2 pens and a pencil. Now, if you're lucky, you'll get the pencil. If you're not lucky, you won't get anything. But I promise that there's going to be an IOU for these, because we'll go find them wherever they exist, because I've only been here almost 2 years, and I still don't know where they live. So once
they're on a ship outside of Long Beach.
Once I learn where they are, I promise we will stock them every single day. If you have a January or February birthday, I'm going to invite you to join us right below the bima over here. Come on up and we celebrate you this evening. Oh, we have 3 pens and a pencil.
Where?
So, we are very excited because if you're new to our Beth Israel community, what we do on the second Friday of the month is we celebrate and honor everybody with birthdays. And again, we're celebrating January and February birthdays. And I give you the honor of sharing your name and how old you have turned or are turning this month or last month. If you are I plead the 5th, you definitely don't get a pen. But I will honor your date. So I'm going to pass the microphone to you. I'm going to hold it. You're just going to share your name and how old you're turning or have turned in these 2 months.
Oh, okay. Hi, I'm Genevieve, and I just turned 46.
And when's your birthday? Just share
Oh, 2-2.
2-2. Okay, 2-2. Very nice.
Gabrielle, Tasha.
Tesha. So Tesha means 9 in Hebrew, right? And when's your birthday?
I 24th.
Okay. All right. Beautiful.
I'm Sarah. I turned 39 on January 29th.
Oh, yay. Okay.
I'm Jeremy. I will be turning 36 on the 21st.
I'm John, and I turned 49 on February 3rd.
Nice.
I'm Rebecca, and I'll be 29 on the 19th.
I'm Remy, and I turned 11 on January 5th.
I'm Idan, and I turned 46 on January 27th.
I'm Cammie. I turned 45 on the 7th of February.
I'm Willie Berger. My birthday was January 8th, and I'm 71.
I'm Samar. I turned 28 January 13th.
Ed Weiner. I turned 76 on January 14th.
I'm Heidi, and I turned 60 on the 24th of January.
You get a pen.
I'm Beth. My birthday is also January 8th, and I turned 61.
Fantastic. Okay. So where is our youngest one right here? No, not you. Where's our youngest one? I think you get a pen. And maybe perhaps you get a pen too, so it's okay. And who wants a pencil? Anybody want a pencil? Oh, there you go. Okay, and pencil. And so when we reach a new moment, a milestone, we say the words of Shechianu. So let's join together. Shechianu. Celebrate all of you. To 120, may you all go in health and wholeness. Amen.
Amen.
Happy birthday. Happy This time I'm delighted to call upon one of our members of our board to make some announcements this evening, Sarah Garrick.
Good evening. Can you hear me? Yes. Excellent. My name is Sarah Garrick. I am honored to be a member of the board of directors here at Beth Israel. Welcome to our Friday Shabbat service. It's lovely to see all of your faces in person. And without a mask for this moment. I am more than 6 feet, I promise. So first, I want to thank Marty and our men's club for ushering this week and every week, because we're so blessed to have them greeting all of you and all of us, so thank you. A couple of public service announcements. First, the rumors are true. Everything you want to hear about Beth Israel can be found on our website, cbisd.org. That is true. Also true, if you parked in the parking structure and you want to go home tonight, you need to validate your parking. So please do that. There's a lovely little machine outside that will allow you to do that. Number 3, I know there's more. It is the 11th, which means Monday is the 14th. Those of you who just had a conniption, it's okay. You have time. It's Valentine's Day. Don't mess this up. And now, just some thoughts to share with you, starting with a few lines from one of my favorite poems by Emily Dickinson. Hope is a thing with feathers that perches in the soul. It sings a song without words and never stops at all. Now there's more, but because it is Black History Month, I'm reminded that I wanted to celebrate with you the fact that the Black community and the Jewish community have stood shoulder to shoulder for decades. In all of our struggles and triumphs, we continue to do that, and what better time to remember our triumphs than Shabbat. And I hope that this Shabbat and every Shabbat bring you peace and hope, knowing that this is the beginning of a new week full of possibilities. Good Shabbos.
Amen, amen. Shabbat shalom. We begin concluding our service this evening as we join together on page 282. I invite you to rise if you are able, and we join together facing east towards our ark in Yerushalayim for the Aleinu.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד
Will you please be seated? So we take this opportunity to reflect on those who we've physically loved and lost, but those who continue in our hearts and our memories to inspire and be for blessing. In this period of Shloshim, and I invite you, as you hear the names of your loved ones, to rise in your place if you are able. In this period of Shloshim, these 30 days post-burial, we think of Bradley Bendet, Seymour Philman, Ronald Fox, Chuck Hill, Jerome Levy, Nancy Farwell Lehman, Myra Rosenblum, Walter Schwimmer, Lee Brenda Gatov Stein, Maxine Trimble, Bob Zuckerman. And in this time, our congregational community recalls the annual yard sites of Maurice Ackerman, Guadalupe Acosta, Sadie Alexander, Stephen H. Alpert, Ann Altman, Lily Belinsky, Arthur Burson, Sol Blyer, Michael B. Bloomfield, Herman Blum, Joseph Bobrow, Aaron Brantz, Edna Briggs, Emily Brightwood, Joseph Harrison Burns, Malin Chester, Blanche Cohen, Doris Klein Dick, Harold Dickstein, Jacob Dubin, Leon Fatek, Carol Fahlberg, Charles Feinberg, Minna Feldstein, Rebecca Fisher, Sophie Folby, William Friedman, Sidney Gardner, Judith Sylvia Gass, Benjamin Glusman, James Goding, Ida Ruth Goldhammer, Doris Grasshoff, Samuel Greenberg, Susan Greenberg, Marianne Yvonne Greenberg, Gail Gross, Elaine Gutstadt, Ruth Handler, Catherine Harwain, Alan Haxvix, Witz, Paula Hirsch, Shirley Holden, William Hornstein, Marvin Israel, Joyce Jacobs, Yetta Jacobs, Lila Glassman Jaffe, Earl Kalal, Isabel Kleitzner, Anis Noreen Knotts, Howard Kused, Alan R. Critchman, Robert Kritzik, Rosario Kurtz, Sadie Laventhal, Michael Leffler, Deborah Lerner, Matthew Lunin, Ruth Lutberg, Sarah Mankoff, Gerald Mark, Craig Mills, Mo Merkin, Sandra Morales, Ann Morris, Jacob Solomon Muscat, David Overbach, William Paul, Helene Perlroth, Jerry Platt, William Pleiner, Max Plutner, Max Panich, Max Portugal, Olga Powell, Marcy Raffleson, Lee Raffner, Ruthie Rifkin, Harry Roller, Sylvia Roller, Lena B. Rosenberg, Moses M. Rossman, Minnie Ross, Dorothy Rubenfeld, William Rudnick, Edward H. Samish, Jackie Schaefer, Laurie Schneider, Judith Shane, Isidore Scheinbein, Elaine Schulman, Beverly L. Silverman, Gail Spiegel, William Starr, Sanders Steinbach, Earl Steiner, Roberta Stewart, Norman Tatz, Sherwood Temkin, Ruth H. Tischler, Joseph Emden Usatin, Helen Vetter, Ida Mary Weiss, Julius Weiss, Arlene Weitzen, Helen Engel Wolf, and Max Ziadis. If there's a name that I have not mentioned that you would like our community to hold in their hearts as well, please rise at this time to share a name. And those that are in our virtual community, please enter it in the chat box. And I invite our entire community to rise together as one, as we join together for the ancient words of Kadisha, Tom the Mourner's Kaddish. And as a congregation, we join and say, Yitkadal v'yitkadash shmei Rabbah, be'alma tivrach v'yirtei, be'amlich malchutei, v'chayechon uv'yimechon, v'chayei l'chol Beit Yisrael, b'agala u'bizman kariv v'imru Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach le'elam u'lamei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitroman v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei kedusha b'richu. Le'ela mikol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechmata, damiran be'alma v'imru Amen. Yehei shma Rabbah ben Shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru Amen. Oseh shalom b'mermav, u'yaseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru Amen. Zichronam levracham, and their memories ever continue to inspire and ever be for blessing as we say together, Amen.
Amen.
I invite you to put your prayer books down. This time, place your hands or your arms around someone's shoulders that you came in with, someone you're comfortable. Consent is advised in these moments as we join together in our concluding words and song, Yehi Yehi, page 294, if you would like to look, but the words are on the screen, so don't pick up the strings.
Yehei, Yehei, Yehei Shalom HaRabbah, Yehei Shalom HaRabbah, Rabbah means Shemaya, Yehei, Yehei, Yehei Shalom HaRabbah, Yehei Shalom HaRabbah means Shemaya.
turn to someone next to you, say Shabbat Shalom. After we join for Motzi, join us for our first full Oneg outside in 2 months. So join us, we say together, join us for blessing. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Shabbat Shalom.